Alice Reynolds, a seemingly devoted wife, had grown weary of her husband Mark and resentment towards their marriage. Desperate for freedom and the prospect of inheriting Mark's life insurance policy, Alice decided to hire a hitman to murder him. She used the dark web to find a professional named The Raven, who would carry out the task without a trace. They met in a secluded cafe under the cover of night, and Alice handed the Raven an envelope containing a photograph of Mark, a detailed schedule of his routines, and a down payment. Alice meticulously maintained her facade, anticipating the moment she would be freed from her marital shackles. On the appointed night, she pretended to be engrossed in a book, occasionally glancing at the clock. As the minutes ticked by, her anxiety grew, and the park became the stage for a deadly play. The Raven, dressed in dark clothing, blended into the shadows, moving silently, masked by the rustling leaves. As Mark approached a secluded section of the path, the Raven struck, leaving Mark lifeless on the ground. The hitman quickly vanished into the night, leaving no evidence behind. Alice received the news of her husband's death with shock and grief, but she couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. One evening, Detective Harris, seasoned and sharp, introduced himself as Detective Harris, who had been quietly investigating Mark's death. Through tireless work, he traced the Raven's activities and discovered a link to Alice. Confronted with the evidence, Alice's carefully constructed world crumbled, and she was arrested and charged with conspiracy to commit murder. The trial was swift, and Alice was sentenced to life in prison, replacing her dreams of freedom with the cold reality of a prison cell. Subscribe to our channel